The younger brother cried out as he dropped down the cliffside toward the pool below. His brother didn't look back. He turned and walked away, leaving him to die in silence. A long time ago, in a small village surrounded by tall trees and wide farmlands, lived two brothers. They were the only sons of their old, gray-haired parents. Though they had grown up in the same home, eaten the same food, and played in the same fields, their hearts were not joined in love. The older brother was bitter. He had a cold heart and always carried jealousy like a heavy load on his shoulders. His younger brother was different, kind, cheerful, and friendly. People smiled when they saw him. They listened when he spoke. And that made the older brother's jealousy burn even more. Despite this, the two brothers still did things together. One morning, they took their hunting spears and set off into the bush. The forest was silent that day. Even the birds seemed to whisper instead of sing. As they moved through the trees, they came upon a strange sight. Before them stood a village, but something was wrong. There were no children playing, no cooking fires, no sound of goats or chickens. The doors of the houses were open, swinging in the wind. In the middle of the empty village stood a row of large clay water pots, all turned upside down. "This place is abandoned," the younger brother said softly, looking around. "But what's this? Why are the pots placed like this?" He stepped forward and reached for one. "Stop," the older brother said sharply. "There could be witchcraft here. These pots may hold curses. Don't touch them." But the younger brother was curious and fearless. "I don't believe in curses. These are just pots." He began lifting them, one by one. "There is nothing here," he said after turning the first pot. "And nothing here, or here," but when he lifted the last pot, something very strange happened. A tiny old woman appeared, as if she had been hiding under it the whole time. Her back was bent, and her eyes were bright. She looked around, took a deep breath of freedom, and smiled. But instead of thanking the one who had freed her, she turned to the elder brother. "You have released me," she said. "Come with me, and I shall reward you." The elder brother stepped back, afraid. But when the younger brother took a step forward, the old woman smiled at him too. "You may come," she said. The elder brother, not wanting to appear weak, followed them. They walked for many days. The sun rose and fell. The moon, which was young when they began, grew full and then began to shrink. Still, they walked until they came to a wide, green land filled with tall grass. In the center of the field stood an enormous tree. Its roots were thick, and its trunk was wider than a house. "Take your axe," the old woman said to the younger brother. "Cut a hole into this tree." The younger brother obeyed. He struck the tree once, then again, and again. With the third strike, the bark cracked open, and something incredible happened. From the hole stepped a strong, healthy bull. Then another, and another. Soon, an entire herd of beautiful cattle walked out of the tree. After them came sheep, goats, and finally a huge, shining white ox. The animals stood quietly, as if waiting for their new masters. "These are yours," the old woman said. "A gift for setting me free." And just like that, she disappeared. The two brothers, now owners of many animals, turned toward home. But the way back was hard. They had to cross a land that had not seen rain for many months. The sun beat down fiercely. The ground cracked beneath their feet. The trees were bare, their branches like the arms of beggars reaching for help. Their lips dried. Their tongues swelled. The animals grew weak from thirst. One evening, when they could barely walk, the younger brother suddenly stopped. He heard something, a sound like singing water. He followed it and soon reached the edge of a steep cliff. Below was a clear pool, fed by a waterfall from the other side of the ravine. The water sparkled in the fading light. "There's water down there," he cried. The elder brother came limping behind him. I am dying, he gasped. Help me. Tie this rope around me and lower me down so I may drink. The younger brother tied the rope and gently let him down. The elder drank deeply and called up, pull me up now. And his brother did. When he reached the top, he lay in the dust, breathing heavily. Now it is my turn, said the younger brother. He tied the rope around his own waist. But as he drank, the older brother stood holding the rope with cold eyes. A thought passed through his heart like a shadow. If I leave him here, all the animals will be mine. No one will ever know. He let the rope slip from his hands. The younger brother shouted in shock, then silence. The older brother turned and walked away. When he reached the village with all the animals, his old parents came running. Where is your brother? They asked. He left before me, he lied. He should be here by now. As for these animals, an old woman gave them to me. That night, his mother could not sleep. She had a terrible dream. She heard a bird calling over and over, Chio, Chio. Your son has been left to die by the water. She woke her husband. Something is wrong, she said. The bird is warning us. Her husband laughed. That's the honey bird. It's calling us to follow it and take honey from a hive. But the woman would not rest. She begged until the man agreed to follow the bird. At dawn, they left their home. The bird flew ahead, always stopping and waiting for them to catch up. It led them to the cliff where the younger son had been left. It flew to the edge, then down into the ravine. The father fell to his knees and looked over the edge. Down below, his son was sitting by the water, head in hands, thin and tired. My son, he shouted. How did you get there? The boy looked up and wept. He told his father everything, the village, the old woman, the animals, and how his brother had left him to die. The father ran back home to get a rope. The mother stayed at the top and threw down food. The boy ate slowly, strength returning to his limbs. When the father returned, he lowered the rope. The boy tied it around his waist, and slowly, carefully, the father pulled him up. The mother wept with joy when she saw her son. But the father's heart was heavy with rage. This evil will not go unpunished, he said. Our older son has a cruel heart. He must answer for this. But when they reached home, the older brother was gone. He had fled, taking the cattle and the sheep, and was never seen again. Jealousy is a seed that grows into betrayal. But truth, like water, always finds its way back to light.